And welcome to the Be Progressive Show. I am finally back online. YouTube, as I've said in a couple of videos, I've been putting on Facebook and Clapper and stuff. YouTube flagged two of my videos for no reason. They fixed one, but the second one, they both came in like overnight, 2 a.m. I couldn't do anything about it. They hit almost minutes apart. The first one is a warning and nothing happens. The second one is your first strike and you lose 7 and you can't upload for 7 days. They fixed the warning and then never did fix the first strike, even though it didn't violate their rules or, you know, their community guidelines. And anyway, I appealed it and they just never did look at it. So I had to wait out the freaking 7 days, but here we are. Whew. Already having problems with YouTube and I haven't hardly even been on there. About 3 months now. So anyway, let's start tonight out with our favorite QAnon moron, Lauren Boebert. So everything that comes out of this girl's mouth is just lunacy most of the time. And, well, all of the time. I've never actually heard her say anything that was intelligent. So she had posted this tweet that said, Colorado is the only home the U.S. Space Command has ever known. Russia and China are developing dangerous threats to our satellites and strong space defense is necessary. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Shut up. I want an investigation into the possible political motivations behind this proposed move. Guess what? Trump did that. Oh, sorry, you're dumb. Your dear cult leader did it. You know, the one that you may end up getting removed from Congress for and hopefully thrown in jail. Yeah, that was your cult leader that did that. Then the other day, she came out against the Paris Climate Accord and said that we should basically concentrate on Americans and not people living in Paris. It's like she has no idea that it, you know, just, I mean, you know, the girl only got her GED 5 months after she started running. And, you know, she was on here like making fun of, there was somebody that was talking about being a teacher and that, you know, they were not making hardly, they had a master's degree. They weren't hardly making, you know, half of what Lauren makes, you know, with she has absolutely no education. The GED, that was probably, she probably couldn't even do that. She probably cheated. But she, you know, she makes $174,000 a year and she just got her high school GED. And she's dumb as a rock. And there was a teacher that had a master's degree that said, I can't even hardly make half of what you're making. And she was an intelligent person, you know. So just because you become president, as we've seen with Donald Trump, or just because you become a House representative or a senator, that does not automatically make you smart. And especially not so in Lauren's case. I haven't looked recently here at her feed, but it's always, you know, just dumb stuff. It's just amazing that people continue to vote for somebody like that, you know. But the other QAnon dum-dum, since we're talking about QAnon dum-dums, Marjorie Taylor Greene indicated support for executing prominent Democrats in 2018 and 2019 before running for Congress. What? Yeah. Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene repeatedly indicated support for executing prominent Democrat politicians in 2018 and 2019 before being elected to Congress. A CNN K-File review of hundreds of posts and comments from Greene's Facebook page shows. And so down here, it shows a bullet to the head would be quicker in talking about Nancy Pelosi. She liked that comment. Yep, right here. So when we go back into these people's past, and I don't care if they're a Democrat or a Republican, I don't care what they are, but if we go back into your past and see and not even that long ago, just a year or two ago, that you were liking Facebook posts about killing Democrats, I'm not real sure why you're still in Congress. But there's been a I'm not sure scenario for me for the last 4 years, because every time it looks like cut and dry criminal, they get away, they get off. So, probably will nothing happen. I just wish that there were more people, and there are a few, I'm not saying that there's not, but I just wish that there were more people in the Democratic Party that would actually stand up and actually fight against these people. And AOC is, a few in the squad are, they're taking on her and Lauren and Josh Hawley and all these other seditionists. But for the most part, the Democratic establishment just doesn't care. Like, they just let that shit go. That's why I hate the Democratic Party most of the time. It's just amazing to me that we vote these people. Like, these people got voted in. And I get it. If you're not, I live and breathe politics as a hobby, and so I know what's going on. But if you're just a normal person out there that doesn't really give a shit about politics, and you don't really look, and you don't pay attention, but you just know that you vote Republican or you vote Democrat, and you just go in and pull a straight ticket and you walk out. And that's a lot of people. A lot of people. And these, a lot of times these people get put on the ticket, and people, they don't know the name. They don't research them. They just pull Republican. And then what happens is, when you don't actually have anybody running, like if you have a Republican that's running opposed, there may not be a Democrat, or there may be a Democrat that's not really well liked. And people just come in there, grab that Republican lever, and vote for everybody on the ticket. They don't actually look into these people, because I'd like to tell myself that these constituents of these people are smarter than that. And had they actually looked into their past, they would not have voted for them. But I don't know. Republicans are kind of crazy. So the other crazy person, this is this Melissa Carone. She was the star witness of the Rudy Giuliani nonsense, and she became a meme because she was so scatterbrained and so dumb and possibly drunk during the thing. So now she's going to run for Congress. This is what I'm talking about. Like, it doesn't matter anymore what your credential. You can get voted in by anybody. You don't need a certain degree or whatever. And I get that, but we just keep voting in personalities, that have no education. They have no certain special set of skills. They've never really done anything for anybody, but they just have a personality. And that they're like, this person, she's crazy, and I don't think anybody, even on the right, too much would vote for her, but you never know. And it doesn't matter anymore. We just vote in personalities, on the right anyway. And the left does it too somewhat, but, look at the QAnon reps on the right, and this person, and Donald Trump. It was like, people thought he was a good businessman, or that he was, he was going to run the country like a business. But the problem was people that didn't really know Trump in 2015 or whenever he decided to run, they just thought he was a good businessman. And to be honest with you, I didn't know anything about Donald Trump, really. When I was growing up, I always heard Donald Trump related to money. Like, oh, you're never going to be as successful as Donald Trump. You're never going to be a billionaire like Donald Trump, and Donald Trump. Well, I never looked into Donald Trump, didn't care. Don't care about Donald Trump then, didn't care about him, don't care about him now. But he, he just shows up and says, now I'm going to run, and I've been spewing all of this horse shit about Obama and all this stuff, and they just vote for him. He has absolutely no experience other than bankrupting businesses, but they thought that they'd always heard that Donald Trump had a lot of money, and then he was going to run he's going to run the country like a business. And that didn't, he did run it like one of his businesses. He ran it right in the ground. And we don't research our candidates enough. And I'm guilty of that too, in the sense that here in Indiana, I go to, Indiana's a deep red state. There's really not much reason for me to even vote as a Democrat, although I always do. But, you know, these people just, I don't get it. I don't understand why we vote these people in, you know. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But in Indiana, we don't, nobody. Nobody knows who the local politicians are, you know, besides a small subset of people. And they don't, I got my, you know, I did a mail-in ballot and I looked at all of these candidates and I thought I'd literally never heard of these people. And so, you know, you have to look them up. Look them up. Look into their, you know, just scratch the surface on a few of these people. Scratch the surface on Donald Trump or this person or Lauren Boebert or Marjorie Taylor Greene or any of these people, you know, and you'll find that they're no better than you. They don't have an education. They aren't any smarter than you. They may be a little bit better at promoting themselves. Donald Trump was really good at promoting himself, marketing himself. But overall, fascist, racist, dictator wannabe, totally fucked the country over in 4 years. So you got to research who you're going to vote for. And hopefully somebody researches Melissa Carone, because they're going to find that's not worth voting for. So anyway, let's see what else we got here. It's, I saw this story too. Trump appointee says Tuberville and RAGA director met with Trump family top advisors on the eve of the Capitol attack. So there was some rumor that this was actually planned. Donald Trump knew what was going to happen and thought that, you know, as long as he didn't participate in it or whatever, he could, you know, easily get away with it. And he still went ahead and incited it and still is probably going to get away with it. It says the night before the deadly attack on the U.S. Capitol, Alabama Republican Senator Tommy Tuberville and the then director of the Republican Attorney General Association met with the then President Donald Trump's son and close advisors, according to a social media post by Nebraska Republican, who at the time was a Trump administration appointee. Charles Herbster, who was then the national chairman of the Agriculture Rural Advisory Committee in Trump's administration, in a Facebook post at 8:33 p.m. on January the 5th, said that he was standing, quote, in the private residence of the president at Trump International with the following patriots who are joining me in battle for justice and truth, end quote. Tuberville, through a spokesperson on Tuesday, told APR that he did not attend the January 5th meeting at the Trump International Hotel in Washington. Among the attendees, according to Herbster's post, there were Tuberville, the RAGA director Adam Piper, Donald Trump Jr., Eric Trump, Trump's former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn, Peter Navarro, Corey Lewandowski, David, you know, these are the list of losers that's always around Donald Trump. And RAGA's dark money fundraising arm, the Rule of Law Defense Fund, led by Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall, paid for robocalls directing people to march to save America. And it says that Herbster attended the January 6th rally and said that he had left before the riot. They discussed how to pressure more members of Congress to object to the Electoral College results that made Joe Biden the winner, the Omaha Herald reported. So what we have here is these Republicans coming together with Trump and honestly trying to figure out a way to overthrow this election and get another set of electors. I really think that there's enough evidence here with what we have and what we heard on live public television about Donald Trump inciting this, that this really should be, this is a provable, winnable case in court. You know, and I really honestly think that a lot of like Tuberville and a lot of these people, the QAnon moron twins and Hawley and all these people that participated in this, I really can't believe that we allow these people to stay in Congress. But I don't know, man. I don't know what the solution is to get anybody to do anything. And the problem is both when you have two parties, you know, they're both scared to death to do anything because they don't, we don't want to, we do all these awful things, and then the next time the Democrats take over, they're going to do all these awful things and, and all that. But you have to hold these people to account. Like your party, the Republican Party, has to hold these people to account. Democrats have to hold these people to account. They have to be punished for what they've done. But we live in a world where if you've got money, you can pretty much get rid of do anything you want, make anything disappear. So the other thing I wanted to look at, I have let's see here. This was the Palm Beach story. Yeah. So Trump is heading back to Mar-a-Lago, and apparently he had an agreement with the town of Palm Beach that he could have Mar-a-Lago, but he had to turn it into like a resort, basically, because they didn't want him there to begin with when he created this. So it says that the town of Palm Beach, Florida, is reviewing Trump's use of the Mar-a-Lago club as a residence, even as the former president is set to once again violate length of stay provision he himself agreed to 3 decades ago. So they basically told him that nobody could stay at the property, including him, for more than 7 days at a time and no more than 3 times per year. And he has continued to violate that over and over and over again. It looks like they may finally, now that he's not president anymore, says that Palm Beach Mayor Kirk Brown told HuffPost that Trump's apparent decision to leave permanently is being examined by the town's lawyer. The matter is under legal review by a town attorney, John Skip Randolph, and adding that matter may come before the town council on February 8th. So that would be really funny if they kicked his ass out of there. And this is something that going forward, Donald Trump is going to have to deal with a lot. He's not going to be welcome anywhere that he goes. He's not going to be, he's not going to be doing business with banks. He's not going to be doing other businesses. And, this isn't like censorship. This is like free market capitalism, buddy. The market doesn't want to touch you because you're toxic, because of your behavior. The Democrats didn't make you act that way. You acted that way. And so now when people don't want to deal with you, don't say you're being censored, because that's not really the case. Anyway, moving on. So, Tim Kaine, Susan Collins, say that we should censor Trump and not impeach him. Tim Kaine, Hillary Clinton's VP, and Susan Collins are privately pitching their colleagues on a bipartisan resolution censoring former Donald Trump. Senators are looking for a way to condemn Trump on the record as it becomes increasingly unlikely Democrats will obtain the 17 Republican votes needed to gain a conviction in the second impeachment. Some Democrats are interested only if at least 10 GOP senators publicly commit to a censor, thus ensuring the 60-vote margin needed to pass the major legislation in the chamber. So it's still unclear whether a resolution would be in lieu of or coming after the trial. So, if Collins has anything to do with it, then it's probably don't convict Trump, we'll just censor him. I'm sure he's learned his lesson. Collins is awful. This woman is just, her and Rand Paul and Murkowski, they like to grandstand like they're going to actually take a principled stance on something that's correct, and they do it right up until the time it's for them to push the button to vote, and then they immediately fall in line. It's infuriating. So no, we're not censoring Donald Trump. We are impeaching Donald Trump, and we will be removing Donald Trump. So anyway, let's see what else we have here. Oh yes, we did have. Where's the art teacher story? Yes. Okay. So here's another case of somebody crying after they lose their jobs and lose their family and friends because they are ardent right-wing Trump supporters. She had politically charged posts on Parler, and now she is she's from Miami-Dade, Florida, and it says that the Miami-Dade public school teacher was sent home from work this week, apparently because of her politically charged social media post. Quote, "I love my kids and I love what I do," she told Glenna Milberg. "I'm an art teacher who doesn't love art." Betancourt, also passionate about her politics. Quote, "I never, ever, ever put my views on anyone or talk about politics," she said. "Nobody knows anything about my politics or anything like that." Then her principal told her to stay home Tuesday without explanation, and she was since been reassigned out of the school district. I felt that I lived in a free society and that I could feel something, but as long as I don't go out and commit that, I can say that. I'm allowed to say that. Well, let's see here. They actually, unfortunately, don't... let's see. Oh, yeah, they do. Okay. She posted a video by the Proud Boys and forwarded someone who said, "Hang Nancy Pelosi." In her defense, Bettencourt said, "When I feel that there is treason going on, treasonous acts, and when someone is treasonous, you can possibly be arrested, killed, hung, or whatever." In another post, Bettencourt quoted the former president, "I will never give up. I will never give in. Fight like hell." And I'm not sure how hard I would fight, she said. Maybe for the right, but not for my job. I'm sorry. I don't want to hear these people cry, you know? And that's what they're doing. And let's listen to this and see what she has to say here, because I don't think she's going to have a very good defense. If I can get the damn thing to go full
with the
speed.
Bank of...
And out of a story you'll only see on Local 10 tonight, a Miami-Dade public school teacher sent home apparently because of her politically charged social media posts.
And tonight, she's talking to Local 10 about her fight for free speech. Local 10 News reporter Glenna Milberg is live with the exclusive. Glenna.
It's Coral Way, K-8. The art teacher told to stay home. Parents just a little while ago got a recording saying that there were disturbing allegations about her, but we've learned that it was about her private social media posts. And all of this really does set up a question, a complicated one in our politically charged time. What is free speech?
I love my kids and I love what I do. I'm an art teacher. Who doesn't love art?
Audrey Bettencourt is passionate about her kids, was Rookie Teacher of the Year at Coral Way K-8. She's also passionate about her politics, a former GOP committee woman.
I never, ever, I want, to ever put my views on anyone, talk about politics. Nobody knows anything about my politics or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Until the district gets your parlor.
Until my district gets parlor.
Miami-Dade School District saw Audrey's parlor postings Monday, told her to stay home Tuesday, and now reassigned her out of school during a review.
I felt that I live in a free society, that I could feel something, but as long as I don't go out and, commit that, I can say that.
By now you're wondering about those parlor posts, that platform now inaccessible. One at a Trump caravan in Doral, Bettencourt suggested they could run over Antifa and Black Lives Matter if they threaten and block roads. She posted a video by the Proud Boys and forwarded someone who said, "Hang Nancy Pelosi." Is that problematic?
No, because
yeah.
when I feel that there is treason going on, and when...
No, you're not gonna. You just can't. I'm not gonna let you sit there and try to explain that one away. I'm sorry. That's just. If you post something like that, you're gonna get fired, and that's really all there is to that. But these people just keep doing it. They keep crying. They keep saying, it's censorship, and you just won't. You're censoring Republicans. They never stop and think for 1 second. It's your message that's getting you censored. I don't care if it's not a free speech issue on a social media platform. It's not. The government is not censoring your free speech. People, businesses are censoring you because they have the right to do that because they don't like your messaging, your behavior. Posting, retweeting, or sharing things where people are talking about hanging politicians is not something a school wants to be associated with. It's not something a business wants to be associated with. So I don't want to hear or see the crocodile tears, man. Like you guys, you really, you did it to yourself. So there's nothing that you're not going to get anything from me as far as that goes. But let's see. I think there was one other thing here. Oh, yes, I wanted to watch this because it's this pink-haired, crazy church lady is absolutely batshit insane. I haven't even listened to it. I saved it live because I want to watch it live with you guys.
First thing I saw.
It says here that she claims that she went to the future where she saw the media being forced to admit that because of mass voter fraud, Trump won the election and will be president for another term.
Thing I saw was the media and the news of today. God said they will be forced which means they won't want to say it or do it. They will be forced to announce.
That's right.
Because of the proof and the evidence, that they have to announce that Donald J. Trump won the election and that he will be president for 4 more years. And they had to say that. Now, this is something that will happen. It will actually happen. And then I was taken forward and I saw people, when that announcement was made, I literally saw people all over America running out of their homes, running out of buildings, leaving their food on the table in the restaurant. They were running out everywhere, shouting and celebrating. They were grabbing each other. Nobody cared who anybody was. They weren't social distancing, and they won't wear masks.
Right.
Man, these people, you know, I'm an atheist. Always have been for a long, long, long time. And I have a problem with the church being a political pulpit. And trust me, it is 100% a political pulpit for the right. The right-wingers really do not embody, the right-wing action of Republicans do not really embody Christianity at all. You know, they lie and cheat and steal and do everything that, you know, everybody else does. But they're holier than thou. They're Christian, so they're better than you. But they want to use their tax-free churches to push their political messages. This happens all the way from a very tiny, small church, such as where my father goes to church. Very small congregation. They do it there. They push it there. They talk about politics. They talk about Republicans and, you know, and voting for Republicans and Democrats are evil. A tiny church all the way up to Joel Osteen size is only used and for political purposes. And the reason for that is because they claim abortion and they claim family values, but we all know that's utter horseshit. They don't actually care about that stuff either. The reason they do it is because the Republican Party tends to try and lower taxes, and that will help people in, you know, churches, and they just, I don't know. I mean, I really wish that we could tax the churches and make them pay their fair share, and then I would say go for it. You can be all political all you want, you know, you pay your taxes and do whatever you want. If you want to get your congregation together and not even bring Bibles and just talk about the Republican Party and how evil the Democrats are, go for it. You pay your taxes, don't care. As it is now, you do not pay your taxes. And a lot of churches, unfortunately, got PPP loans from the government through the Trump administration, which should not have either. So this is a crazy, you know, they're all crazy people. They're all crazy people. They make these profit. I don't know who's crazier, the people that do it or the people that follow them. You have people like John Hagee. You have people like this person, the multitude of them that come out every couple of years, tell you how the world is going to end in such and such date, and it doesn't happen. And then she was on all, 4 years talking about how Trump's going to be reelected. She, pinned her whole career, church, career, or whatever you call it, on the fact that Donald Trump was going to win, and then he didn't. And so now they're in a complete tailspin. But the thing is, when prophecies don't come true, when these predictions don't come true, like they don't for QAnon and they don't for any of these religious people, it seems to not matter at all. Their followers will still follow. They just blindly do it over and over again, and they get away with it. And they raise a lot of money. They take a lot of money from people that need it. And you watch these evil people like, Pat Robertson and John Hagee and Joel Osteen and all these big name televangelists and stuff. And they're telling you, don't send us your grocery money. God will let you eat, I mean, these people are just bottom of the barrel scum. And it's funny now to see them trying to backpedal and, oh, he's still going to be president. Why don't you tell us again how he's going to be president, you dumb cuck? Morons, these people. So, all right, folks, we're going to call it for tonight. It was good to be back. and we'll be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And we hopefully we're going to try and avoid any more of these YouTube flagging things. And I honestly think both of the videos that I got flagged for had QAnon in the title. I think that's what probably did it. One of them, they said I was promoting scams and deceitful practices, and I have no links in my description box, and I don't sell anything. Hell, I don't even have I don't even have a Patreon or anything. But you know, they flagged that one, and they flagged another one for violence. The one for violence, they already fixed that one. They did it instantly, real quick, the same day. And then this one, they haven't even appealed. It was one of my live shows. Like, I didn't even, like, nothing, you know. So hopefully if we can avoid that, we're going to be back on the air live 7 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. So this is the Be Progressive Show. I definitely appreciate you stopping by. Please share, like, subscribe, comment. All those things mean a lot to new YouTube content creators. I've also just started out on Clapper. I don't know like what the difference between Clapper and other social media. I've posted maybe 10 videos, and in 24 hours, I went from 0 followers to almost 3,000 followers, and had one video hit 30,000 views. One video hit almost 30,000 views. So I don't know what's going on over at Clapper, but there's a lot of people watching a lot of videos over there. So if you're on Clapper, you can find me at Be Progressive Show is my username there as well. I thought it was all right-wingers. I went over there to troll. I found out it's not really all right-wingers. There are a lot, but check it out. So anyway, we will see you all back here tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for joining.